Hi friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today's video is very exciting. I'm doing a video that I did a long time ago, back in 2019. This video is based around if I could only keep 10 eyeshadow palettes, which eyeshadow palettes would I keep? And now I have quite a lot of eyeshadow palettes. So picking just 10, that's a challenge in and of itself. But this video is also extra fun because this is a collaboration with my friend Debbie, Vinyl Beauty, here on YouTube. And this video is extra special because we actually collaborated on this video idea back in 2019. I actually had this video idea on my list to do again at some point because I wanted to just revamp this idea and bring it back, and I'd love to see other people's interpretations of this idea as well. And then Debbie recently reached out to me asking if I'd be interested in doing this video idea with her again, and I was like, absolutely yes. I will have Debbie's channel down below for you. Please go check her out. She is so sweet. She is so kind. She's probably one of my longest YouTube friends. I think we've been friends since like my very early days of YouTube, especially once I started getting into the indie makeup scene. She's just so unbelievably kind, so supportive, and I highly recommend checking her out. I'm so excited to see what palette she picks for her video, if she can only pick 10 palettes in her whole collection. This video idea was originally started years ago by Annette's Makeup Corner. I'll have her channel down below as well. I don't think she really uploads anymore, but I'll still put her channel down below so you can go check her out as well. Before we get into this video, I did of course film this look, and yeah, without further ado, let's just hop in. All right, so I figured I would just kind of go through these palettes in kind of the order that I came to deciding them. And one of the big factors I picked with this video is I wanted, of course, quality because I very much care about quality eyeshadows, but also quantity because if I can only pick 10 eyeshadow palettes, I want as many as I can get. So the size of the palette was a big factor. Also, just certain color stories. I wanted to make sure I was hitting on lots of different types of colors. I also wanted to make sure I was picking eyeshadows that I would love. And now, don't be mistaken. This is not the same as my top 10 favorite eyeshadow palettes in my whole collection. If you are curious about my top 10 favorite in my whole collection, I did do that video again fairly recently, so you can go see those. And while these are very beloved palettes, they aren't necessarily my top 10 favorites. This is more strategic. This is if I can only pick 10, what am I gonna pick? So kind of a different factor there. Also, just as a side note, I did exclude my own personal collaboration eyeshadow palettes from this just because I have too much bias there. I feel like for videos like favorites and picking certain things, I feel like it's just unfair to include those because obviously I cherish those. So let's just kick it off. The first thing to come to mind was the Ultimate Rainbow Eyeshadow Palette. Probably the biggest eyeshadow palette I own. This is the Ellis palette from Blend Bunny. It is the ultimate rainbow. It has all the depth. It has such bright shades, like borderline neon, beautiful iridescent toppers. We have good depth. We have good vibrancy. I feel like this is just the palette I knew I was gonna start with and kind of branch off from there. I get so much with this palette. I love the quality of Blend Bunny eyeshadows. It was honestly hard to not pick solely Blend Bunny palettes because they pretty much exclusively do giant palettes, but I didn't do only Blend Bunny. There is a lot of Blend Bunny, but not exclusively. But I knew this was the one I was gonna start with when I was basing my ideas for this because it truly is the ultimate rainbow palette. The quality is there. It has all of the rainbow shades, it has the depth, it has the brightness, so I figured this was the best one to kind of branch off of. And kind of in the same vein, I knew I still wanted to keep with color, of course, but I knew I wanted to be able to have some pastels in the mix, so the Blend Bunny Sickly Sweet just seemed like the smartest idea. It is such a supreme pastel palette. Again, we have depth, but we have all of the pastel shades. We have beautiful shimmers corresponding to everything. I feel like this one's just so fun, and I feel like it really just adds to what the Ellis also offers. So between both of those, like I am set for rainbow colors, for pastel colors. I have my baseline colorful arsenal in this scenario. And then from there, I knew I was also gonna want something very grungy, very earthy. I knew that was gonna be a staple in this fictional scenario. So the Cosmic Beauty Undergrowth palette just seemed like the best choice. I feel like, well, it's not like the biggest palette in the world. 20 shades is still quite a few shades. And I feel like this is just such a go-to palette for me. I love this palette with my whole heart. It has that earthy grunginess, has the beautiful swampy greens that I love and adore, and it also has really good rich warmth. I feel like this also kind of teeters in neutral adjacent, if you will, which does add some difference compared to those bright Blend Bunny palettes I've already talked about. This was definitely like a must need in this scenario. And then that got me thinking I should have some neutrally things as options as well, because even though I don't reach for neutrals all the time, I do reach for them from time to time. I like sometimes to just bust out something glam. Sometimes I like a nice, more like neutral leaning grungy vibe, so I went in that direction next. First of which being the Smolder, also from Cosmic Beauty. I just love this one. I'm such a sucker for cool tones. When it comes to like neutrals especially, cool tones are my jam, and I love this palette. I feel like all the different smoky tones. I do like that we have some pops of color with the blushy shades, the soft bluey tones. I love all the different silvery things that are going on in here. I've reached for this multiple times. I've actually taken this traveling with me multiple times as well. I feel like it's just a solid cool tone neutral palette, and this one just seemed like a no-brainer to include in this video. By the way, I have played with all of these palettes multiple times. You've seen me play with these multiple times. If you ever want to see inspiration with certain palettes, you can always just type like in the YouTube search bar, BATTYBEAN, name of palette, and anything I've done with that palette will pop up. I will also have all these linked down below for you, as well as discount codes if I have any. I can't guarantee all of these are still available and still exist, but the ones that are will be linked down below for you. But really, I'm hoping this video will just spark inspiration for you to dig through your own collection, like maybe challenge yourself. Like if I can only keep 10, providing you have more than 10, what would I pick? Like what would be the absolute like must have, must keep, have to use in my arsenal? Moving on though, still on the topic of neutral-ish, I have kind of my earthy swampiness, I have my cool toneness. I was like, okay, I'm gonna want some warmth in there, especially when it gets to like, you know, fall. I feel like I very much get in the mood for like rich, warm, more neutrally earthy tones. So I figured the Cosmic Beauty Neutrals palette was also just like a no-brainer to put in here. I like this because it does have more warm leaning neutrals, which I have not touched on really yet in this video, but it also has just really good, rich, more earthy tones that I also really enjoy and crave. And I feel like this offers enough difference from that Undergrowth palette that it made sense to include this as well. Love this palette. Very much a fan favorite from myself. I love this one, and I feel like this one just again adds some more difference, it adds some more variety compared to what I already have, and I'm just kind of setting up the baseline for success. And then from here, it was kind of just a matter of like, what else am I missing compared to the 5 that I already picked? Because I feel like the first 5 were like the core staples. I'm like, what's gonna fill in the blanks a little bit more to help like kind of flesh it out a little bit more so I can get as maximum of color options and variety with only these 10 palettes. Well, the first thing to come to mind was the fact that I didn't really have any like berry plummy shades in this mix. So the Beaute Bar Smoky Glam also seemed like such a great choice. And again, we have 20 shades in here, so I feel like that's pretty sizable, good variety. Again, we have some yummy smoky tones here at the bottom. We have lots of rich, more purpley, plummy, berry leaning shades, just beautiful shimmer variety. I feel like this one does add some difference as well compared to like what I've already talked about, because I do get the urge to wear berry plums like today. I do like these tones a lot, and I was like, I definitely feel like I would miss that if I didn't include it in this fictional scenario. And then there were 4. I first got to thinking like, what are some no-brainer ones that just like, I feel like have to be included that I feel like I would miss? And 2 of which are 2 other Blend Bunny palettes that I consider to be some of my favorite Blend Bunny palettes. First being the Longing palette. This one is just so pretty. It's just soft, cool tones. It's colorful, but it's also muted. And again, I feel like this kind of plays on similar things that I've already picked, but expands upon it. Like I already have cool tone neutrals. I already have vibrant colors. So let's just add into that even more. This is like cool toned, muted colors. Add some difference from what I already have. These are shades that I know that I would use. These are shades that I know that I would reach for, and I would love to interchange and mix and match amidst other stuff. I feel like this one just kind of fills in the blanks really, really well. And then the other Blend Bunny palette I picked that I thought would also fill in the blanks nicely was my Lure palette. It's just such pretty, like vibrant jewel tones. I love these sorts of colors. I'm a sucker for like a blue, green, purple sort of color story, and I haven't really picked anything that touches on that specifically. Like obviously I have a rainbow palette in the mix, which touches on that because they're part of the rainbow. But this, again, it takes those colors that I know I love, I know that I enjoy, I know that I use frequently, and just expands upon it. It gives me even more variety, beautiful shimmers, rich depth. This is a palette I've reached for so many times, and I know that it would get good use in this, like, again, hypothetical situation where I now only have 10. I just felt like this one also just like fit into the mix really well. And then after I picked those, I was thinking what else would fit in really nicely that I haven't really added too much of yet. And my brain was still kind of on cool tone, but my brain was going back to vibrancy because I feel like at that point I'd only really, besides the Lure palette, had only really touched on things that were a little bit more muted or grungy or smoky. So I was like, let's bring some more vibrancy back in so I don't feel like I'm limited in that department. But I knew I also wanted to add like a little bit more of a cool tone mix in there. So I just thought the Cosmic Beauty Winter Wonderland would be a really fun choice for this. Like, again, we have rainbow colors at this point. I have cool tone colors at this point. I have things in that nature. But I just feel like this one does stand out in the way that there's so much variety with like the different shades of purple, periwinkle, soft blue, teal. It kind of just, again, expands upon what I've already like known to enjoy and already picked for this and just adds even more. Beautiful, incredible shimmers and multi-chromes in this palette as well. I just feel like this just kind of gives me a little something extra, a little extra boost. And I feel like this one would definitely not be a regret to choose for this situation. And then finally, I was on the last palette and I went through a couple different options, like one of them being the new Arch of Color from Beaute Bar. It's like a gigantic rainbow palette with like 5 million shades. And while I do think that wouldn't be a bad choice because, you know, it's adding that quantity there, I just felt like with the Ellis palette and all the other palettes I chose, it's not that it wouldn't add more because there definitely are shades in that palette that I didn't pick for this necessarily. Like, I can't say that I can dupe everything with what I've picked, but I just didn't know if that was like a need. I was like, maybe I should pick something a little bit more niche, a little bit more specific, and maybe something that would just add to things that I already enjoy. And after kind of like searching my collection a little bit, hemming and hawing about it a little bit, I ended up going with the Poison Garden from Beaute Bar. I feel like this has such a good mixed variety that fits in so well with what I picked. It expands upon things that I enjoy. We have cool tones. We have warm earthy tones. We have plummy shades. We have like vibrancy with these blues. They're so vibrant. We have grunginess. I just love this one. I feel like this one kind of takes little pieces from multiple aspects of what I've already talked about and kind of puts it together and adds even more. Beautiful shimmers. The shimmers in this palette are so sparkly. I just love this one. And I just felt like this one almost kind of finished it off really nicely and just kind of tied a little bow on it. And thus was born my, if I could only pick 10 palettes in my whole collection. That is what was born out of this through my searching through my collection. I really hope you enjoyed. This was a lot of fun for me to kind of challenge myself, go through my collection. I was laying stuff out and really trying to decide like what would stand out the most, what's going to give me the most opportunity as far as look inspiration, what's going to give me the most amount of shadows, but while also staying true to quality that I love, which palettes are going to give me the most variety with different types of looks, because one day I might want something super warm and grungy, but then the next day I might want something very cool tone and pastel. Need to make sure I can hit all of those different options, and I feel like I did a pretty good job with this. And obviously I have so many palettes that I love and adore, and they would be perfect palettes to include in this as well, but I tried to just really challenge myself on making specific choices. And I did find it really funny that I ended up narrowing it down to just 3 brands. I wasn't like intentionally trying to do that. It just sort of worked out. It just so happens that these brands tend to do very high quality that I enjoy. They come out with really banger color stories that I enjoy, and they tend to have a big variety as far as shade count. So it all just worked out in my favor. But I would love to hear your thoughts. Do you love any of these palettes as much as I do? Would any of these palettes be your picks and your fictional, if I could only keep 10 palettes type scenario? And again, if you have more than 10 palettes, I would love to know which palettes you would pick. And also, if you have 10 palettes or less, I would love to know which palettes you own at all. Because obviously you have a groove with having a very minimal collection, and I love that for you. That's amazing. And I would love to know which ones you have that you felt worthy of bringing in while keeping it small. And again, go check out Debbie's video. I cannot wait to see which picks she has in hers. I wonder if we have anything in common. I'm very, very curious. If you made it to the end of this video, if you could only use 10 emojis until the end of time, put those emojis in the comments. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me over on Instagram, and you can also subscribe if you want to see more videos. You can also check my description box for links to my second channel if you want additional content, and also my channel memberships. There's a couple different tiers with a couple different perks, and I'd love to have you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.